Hello, everybody. This is John Murphy, your Make 100 Healthy Guy, and sweet angel Cecilia. And we are the host and hostess of the Make 100 Healthy Club show. It's coming to you live from Cast 11 Network and broadcast on podcast networks throughout the world.
So everything that we're saying right now today is going around the world, John?
Absolutely. That is the interconnected world that we live in. And we just want to formally welcome everybody to the Make 100 Healthy Club show. And this show is dedicated to those of us who want to live to 100 years with health, happiness, and purpose. And, yes, you can do that, but it doesn't happen by accident. It happens by intention. And Cecilia, our first show last week was a big success. And I think we really touched a lot of people's hearts with our passion to share the best practices for longevity and wellness. So talk a little bit about.
Well, and John, I think what you're saying is 100% correct because there's so much disinformation out there.
We're going to get into that too today.
And it's like, what is true and what's not true? And now with AI, I look at my phone. I don't know if this is true or not true.
So with that being said, whatever we share with you, we want you to consult your doctor if that's appropriate and to do your own research. But what we find are that what we're going to share are great practices, a lot of holistic practices that may not be in the mainstream. We're going to talk about some fun things. We also have some excellent guests today. Today we have world-renowned TikTok superstar astronomer
Carol Starr.
Carol Starr is here.
That is so exciting.
And she's going to be talking about her career. And she's just a wonderful example of reinventing yourself many times and finding success as long as you stay focused. And she is going to be speaking in our Heart of the Matter segment.
Yes, and that's going to be very important, I think, today, John, because there are so many people out there right now that are scared, they're vulnerable, they're sick, they're looking for questions and answers to those questions. And Carol's going to be able to talk a little bit about what she has seen. And she's been an amazing astrologer the last 30 years. So we're
going to have her on just in a few moments. And we also have someone who's a personal favorite of mine. She is our gardening goddess grandma. Her name is Ann Smeltzer. And she is the person that has been responsible for running the Prescott Food Forest, the Be Organic Farm. We give away thousands of pounds of food each year. We teach people how to grow food, and she's been instrumental. We're going to bring her on, not just for those accomplishments, but because she is the latest recipient of the Arlene's Angel Award, which is dedicated to my late mom, who was a great philanthropist. She was a great teacher and educator, and she cared about people. And we're doing this together as the Make 100 Healthy Foundation and Visiting Angels. Tell us about Visiting Angels and how we got involved, because this is kind of a good synergy that we want to share.
I think so, John. I think that Visiting Angels is a franchise. It's been around for 25 years now. And, talking about Carol reinventing herself, I was reinventing myself as well. I was looking for a way to help people, and I found Visiting Angels. And I did not realize that they are going into the homes. When I say they, it's a franchise where we look for people that have big hearts, that are angels.
Yes.
We train them to go in and help people that need help. And there's so many people out there right now. We've got veterans that are scared. They're living by themselves. They're sick. They've got Agent Orange. They've got PTSD. We need to help our veterans. But then we've got people that are getting out of the hospital. They had a knee replacement surgery.
So it's not always long-term care. It might be just situational care.
Yeah.
Well, what you do is great. And of course, your jingle, which we'll play in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
We love that jingle.
I know, it's stuck in my head,
And you are literally, you embody an angel.
Well, thank you.
That's why I call you my sweet angel, Cecilia. So we have all this and more coming up today. Our first segment is called Movement Matters. And it's a very simple concept. You either use it or you lose it.
That's right.
And that goes in everything in life. So, a lot of people that might be at home listening or watching us, they're saying, well, I can't afford this. I can't do that. Well, guess what? It doesn't cost you anything to stretch your arms, to move your shoulders, to touch your toes.
Mhm.
Small micro movements throughout the day add up.
And you know what, John? If you have two legs and they're working, you can get up and you can go for a walk. All it takes is going 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Get outside, walk just a little bit. And you know what? Not only does it help your body physically, but it really helps mentally.
And I know this for some folks that are into a healthy life of longevity. This is simple, but be patient for those of our audience that are really just stuck and they need to get out of that rut. And if you're that person, we're here to help you. We're here to educate you with some thoughts. We're here to inspire you.
Mhm.
And we're here to motivate you and to be your accountability buddies on your journey. So at home, if you are listening or watching and you're not driving, we ask you to just stand up. Just stand up and stretch to the top of your room and lean a little bit to your left and a little bit to your right. And just get your body moving. Roll your shoulders. Okay? Be kind to your body. Listen to your body.
And set a goal. Say, for example, you want to just try to get out of the house and walk to the mailbox. Maybe the mailbox is less than a half a block away. Just do that for a week or two and then walk past the mailbox and then walk maybe 2 blocks. Just take small steps to start.
But the most difficult step is that first step, right? And so we encourage you to take that first step. In fact, our Movement Matters actionable exercise of the day is simply to stand up and stretch. So we want you to stand up. We want you to stretch to your left, stretch above, reach for the stars, not Carol's star, but stars. Reach for the stars, reach to your right. Let your arms hang down in front of you. Just shake it out.
Because you've only got one body.
That's
mean,
right.
this is the only body I have. This is the only body John has, and it's the only body that you have. And so try to take really good care of it. And you have to stop and think, this is my only body that I have.
Well, and in today's highly technical world, and with so much stress, and it is so easy to just be a couch potato, to just be sedentary. But what that does is that solidifies your blood being thick and your body being inflamed. So understand, every person has the ability to get up and to move, because if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And that's the message of our segment today, Movement Matters. And this is brought to you by me, John James Murphy, PC, real estate executive. If you're looking for a home in Prescott or the Quad Cities, give me a call at 1-928-899-1341. And that brings us right into our next segment, which is so appropriate. Take a deep breath. Come on,
you know
Cecilia.
what, John? You really drove this home to me when you said, back in the 1920s and 30s and 40s and 50s and maybe even the 60s and 70s, that people smoked cigarettes. And you said to me, that's how people relax, because they took a big breath on that cigarette.
I think that, the nicotine could have had part of that effect, but the deep breathing mechanism was the hidden addiction.
Secret. It was relaxing.
For cigarette smoking. And so remember that intentional breathing is something, again, doesn't cost a penny. It only is a focus of your time. We talked last week about a concept that's maybe a little bit more advanced, quite honestly, called intermittent hypoxia. And the theory of intermittent hypoxia is to hold your breath as long as you can. And what it does is it tricks your brain into thinking that it's under siege, and it releases the blood flow and the serotonin and actually helps promote new stem cell creation. And so a simple thing. So Just to go over that exercise again, what I try to do every morning is I will do 10 really deep breathing exercises where through my nostrils and let it out twice as long. And you get it all out. You do that 10 times, and then you hold your breath. If you can't hold your breath for more than 10 seconds, that's great. But the next time you should try to do 11.
Right.
I try to do at least 30 seconds in between 3 sets of 10 of deep breathing. This is something that will change your physiological makeup. It'll get oxygen to your brain and to your limbs, and it's a simple thing.
And it's like you said, it's the serotonin, and what I've been doing ever since John told me about this is now, because I'm in the car so much and I'm driving so much, is now I'm playing this game with myself, is every time I stop at a stop sign or a red light, I'm taking 2 or 3 deep breaths.
That's wonderful. And again, from last week's episode, we talked about something called shallow breathing. And shallow breathing we all experience. And what it is simply is we're so deep in thought. We're so focused on something that we actually stop breathing. And it could be 30, 40 seconds. And you're like, whoa, I don't feel good. So you got to stop and take a deep breath.
And the reason I'm laughing is that I do that when I'm on my computer and I'm reading an email, and maybe the email's a little bit upsetting, and it dawns on me, I haven't taken a breath in like 45 seconds.
It's something that afflicts every human being, and so you have to be conscious when you have shallow breathing. Do an intentional 3 to 5 minutes of slow, deep breathing. I guarantee you will feel better. You will feel more alert. You will feel more alive. Now, that brings us to the next level, which is meditation. Meditation is consciously breathing and thinking and focusing on your third eye to open up the possibilities of the universe, because, we have so much more. Our brains have so much more potential. And the more that you allow it to relax and to do everything that it can through breath work and other calming techniques, you'll be surprised at how energized you will feel at any age. If you're not feeling well, you will feel better.
And like you said, it doesn't matter if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, up until your 90s. All of this is free, and you can do it using your mind.
Well, there you go. And that brings us to our next segment. And this segment is something that we have and we will have. We're going to ask our producer, Tony, to put this on the website. This is your checklist, your longevity blueprint. And this will be a little survey of where you are now, what your goals are, what you want to do. Do you want to build muscle? Do you just want to build cardiovascular health? Do you want to concentrate on minimizing anxiety? There's a lot of people that are in physically good shape that have anxiety because they may not be breathing properly. They may have financial stresses and different things in their life. And there's a crazy world.
So many things are coming at us too, John. It's like, oh my gosh, am I going to get dementia? Am I going to get Alzheimer's? Do I have memory issues? I can't find my keys. Where's my glasses? And so I think that all of us are going through this same thing. And how can we prevent getting dementia? Can we prevent that?
I can't go as far to say as we can prevent it, but we can greatly limit it. There has been an explosion of dementia in the last 20 years. It also happens to coincide with low-fat diets and cholesterol meds, and a moving target on what healthy cholesterol is. We need cholesterol.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And so that was a myth that is just coming out. Again, speak to your doctor, but Lipitor or drugs like that, what they do is they actually take over your body's own ability to create things like the fatty sac around your brain. That fatty sac around your brain protects your brain from the oxidation that is in our world and the different environmental hazards. So Diet Coke, aspartame, these are things that
sugar
is a big thing.
That
So
builds up that, in your brain, the plaque that they're finding now that people that have dementia and Alzheimer's have a lot of plaque around their brain. And so that's from sugar. But how do we get sugar out of our diet in today's world? It's everywhere.
Well, we talk about reading the labels. And we also had last week Sharon Chase, who was talking about an app that I use as well. It's called Yuka, Y-U-C-A. And what it is, it's a food ingredient scanner. So when I'm in Trader Joe's or I'm in Sprouts or I'm in Natural Grocers or one of the stores I frequent, I pick something up and it says, healthy,
natural,
organic,
all natural.
XYZ product. And I scan it and it goes, boom, it's a 61 out of 100. Well, back in my day when I was growing up, 61 was a low D. That's almost failing. And so but it gives you why. Oh, it uses vegetable oils, seed oils that are not healthy. It's got a tremendous amount of high fructose corn syrup, so it has affected in a positive way what I consume and put in my body. And for example, there's oatmeal, same brand, same quantity, but one might be date and a maple syrup, and one might be apricot, and the apricot might be a 75. So these are little things that you can do, but we want you to think about whether you're 25, 50, 75, or approaching your 100th birthday. If you are just about ready to make 100 healthy. I want you to think about going into the next year. What does an ideal healthy you look like? Someone who's 75 is going to have a different goal than someone who's 25. And so being able to walk to the front door and back might be your goal, but you should have a goal, because one of the things that we talk about is to live a long life of to 100 or more. You really have to have a purpose. You have to have a reason to get up. If you don't have a reason to get up, you could be in good health and just pass away because you have no purpose. So this is not just a longevity blueprint to do something physical. I want to do a crossword puzzle every day. I want to read a book a month. I want to help someone. These are all things that can be part of your longevity blueprint. I am going to cut out processed sugar, because that's a big thing you can do. I like sugar. I like my organic orange, and I like my juices, and I like the shakes that I make because they're all natural. People go, sugar. I don't believe that sugar is sugar. I believe that refined processed sugar is a lot different than nature's candy, if you will.
Right.
So that's our longevity blueprint segment. We're going to be expanding on this. And as you get you download the worksheet on our website, next week, we're going to go over and review it, and we'll take some questions, and you can email Cecilia or I. I can be reached at john.teammurphy, T-E-A-M Murphy @gmail.com. And Cecilia can be reached at?
It's Vanna, V-A-N-A. That stands for Vanna White. No, that's just a joke. V-A-N-A stands for Visiting Angels of Northern Arizona. So you can email me at V-A-N-A marketing @visitingangels.com.
Well, when we come back, we have a very, very special guest. We have Ann Smeltzer, who is our award-winning recipient of the Arlene's Angels Award. And we're going to cut away just for a moment and do a couple of clips that highlight Ann and what she's all about.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
Well, we are back. Cecilia, we are kindred spirits. And my mom was an angel and you're an angel. Talk about how we decided our first segment that we came to say we have to have is that we want to co-sponsor the Arlene's Angel Award. Arlene Murphy was my mom. She was a gardener. She was a Montessori school teacher. She would take people and help them in every way. And when she passed, she was given 6 months to live and she lived 14 years. And so the Arlene's Angel is really not my mom. Arlene's Angel was my dad, who was the greatest caretaker that ever lived. And I know that that speaks to your heart. And so when my mom passed, with my pursuit of trying to create a longevity, wellness, leadership program and a gardening program, about 5 years ago, we started something called the Arlene's Angel Award, where we look for someone who embodied the characteristics of my mom, which was a loving, selfless person that was an educator, a teacher, and a giver. And as you just saw from the few slides that we have, our recipient this year is Ann Smeltzer. And Ann, welcome to our podcast, the Make 100 Healthy Club. Cecilia and you got to know each other recently.
Yes.
And tell me why you're so passionate about gardening and teaching and helping people.
Well, I think I grew up on a farm. We ate all the stuff out of the garden. Very rarely went into town. Everything was cooked on the stove. The pump at the sink came from the well water, and
A simpler time.
Is that
Yes.
back in Michigan? Was that?
well, that was in upstate New York.
upstate
I wound up
New
in
York.
Michigan after I met my husband, and that's where I spent the other part. Yeah.
So Ann and I are neighbors in Prescott Lakes, a great community. And we kind of started together the Prescott Lakes Gardening
Yeah.
Club. And it was really hard to run a gardening club because they wouldn't give us a place to have a garden. So it was very theoretical. And I think our sip and seed event was our most popular, where
Yeah.
we put
Yeah.
little seeds in cups and drank wine.
Yes.
Now that sounds fun. That sounds
Well,
fun.
everything we do is fun, right? Ann?
Yes.
And so then we tried to do a community garden. That didn't work. And Be Organic Farm in Chino Valley, Mark and Ginny opened up their property to us.
Yep.
And
Wow.
we have built the Prescott Food Forest and our Gardeners of Destiny training program on the farm. And you have led the volunteer group for almost 5 years. Tell us about what you do and what it gives you purpose for, because I know you have a lot of purpose and pride in this.
Well, my biggie down there is teaching people how to garden, yes, and organically. And then I'm into edible weeds, and don't pull the dandelions and don't spray them. And listen, kids, you can eat the whole thing. And I'm constantly eating
And can I just interject? You mean edible weeds, not marijuana, right?
No, I haven't tried that.
No. And that is something that we're passionate about. And we're going to build a healthy herb garden where we're going to get the students in our community, and we could do this online as well, to grow healthy herbs. And a lot of times weeds like dandelion root. When we were growing up, there was a dandelion. Go get the Roundup and squirt it. It's an invader. Get rid of it. Well, that was another false science,
False
because the
information.
dandelion root is one of God's natural.
The whole plant.
Yeah. the
Yes.
whole
Except
plant.
for
Talk
the
about it.
Make-A-Wish.
Yes. And I can tell you, growing up in Wyoming, my family picked the dandelions and made dandelion wine.
Yes,
Dandelion
grandfather.
wine.
I think my grandfather did that once.
Yeah.
Because they were all over. It was
Yeah. Yeah.
What are other some weeds and herbs that you
plantain,
plantain?
which is another one that came up in our yards, and it's got a big round leaf, and it winds up with that one brown, which has about 400 seeds in it. And of course, we kill that. Or basically, growing up, I didn't see so many of those because you just mowed the lawn before those showed up.
Sure.
But they were there. That's another edible plant. One of the young boys cut his finger down there. And the thing I like about plantain is I picked a leaf, stuck it in my mouth, chewing away, told him I brushed my teeth that day. Don't worry about it. And then pulled it out and rubs it on it. It stops the blood from bleeding.
It was amazing. You gave me a demonstration.
Yeah. And then you pick the bigger leaf, and the bigger leaf, you just pull it out, and it's got so many strong strings in it that you pull those strings out. And I've had the kids let's try
And
to
that was your
break a
tourniquet,
string.
right?
And you wrap that big leaf around it, and then you use the strings to tie it on, and that's a tourniquet.
So talk about some of the volunteers, some of all ages. Talk about the girls that come up, the sisters that are homeschooled, and then we have people like Bruce and of course our fave is Brian. Talk about some of the people that have been affected by your leadership in our Prescott
they
food
keep
forest.
coming. So
And
I
every
guess
age, right? Every age.
Yeah. I like it when we have classes down there and a grandmother will, on a Saturday will bring the little ones. And of course, they've got shorts and bare arms and stuff, and they're going like this because the mosquitoes are out or the flies. And so I show them where the mint is. And if you rub the mint like that, and then you rub this and you rub it on your arms and your legs, the bugs don't bother you. And I've seen them come back a week or so later and oh, Grandma, and they know where the mint is, and they'll show Grandma how to do this.
Yeah.
So herbs and weeds like
There's
oregano,
all kinds of things, right?
echinacea,
Lamb's quarters. We just got so many and they're pretty much all edible or usable.
So you gave me a mint plant,
Yes.
which is I have in my kitchen,
Yes.
and I just made some mint tea.
There you
so
go.
again, you get some mint,
Mhm.
okay? You boil water, okay? You let it boil. You put the leaves in there.
Yeah.
Let it sit. It's sitting right now. You strain it. You put a little ice in there and you get great iced tea, or you can do hot tea.
Yeah.
So, and for people that are struggling to have a purpose in life, you're 83 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I don't say that to embarrass you. I
No.
say that to celebrate you because you're just an amazing woman. For your 82nd birthday and your 83rd birthday, you tell us what you did.
I went parachute jumping,
Skydiving.
skydiving.
Wow.
And so was that thrilling? Tell us what that.
It was fun. Years ago, when I was younger, and I was in New Jersey, I was a stewardess, and a bunch of us were the young first officers. We were going down to New Jersey and taking lessons because we were all going to jump. We never got around to it. The weather changed. He moved, she moved. So when they had it in Eloy and the group at the club had it auction, and I just bid on it and nobody else did. So I got it, and I got two. And of course, my husband said, "You got to be kidding." And my daughter said, "I'll hold your purse, Mom." And so I went twice.
Wow.
And it's
Wow.
fun. I've never been afraid of airplanes. And of course, you go up in this airplane, the doors open. We get up to about, the last time I went, we got up to 17 because a bunch of men went out and they were doing what are we going to test today? And it was a little cooler. And so they took us down to 15 and we went out at 15. Let me tell you, 15 in February is a little cool up there, but you don't think about that. So it was just,
So you did it twice. Are you going to
Wow.
do it again?
if I can get a deal, because it gets to be kind of expensive, but that wound up being maybe $500 a jump for me because I filmed it all too.
Well, thank
Oh,
God. Well, thank
wow.
God you got the Orleans Angel Award, which was $500 cash
Oh, well, there.
from us, and you
That was
didn't get
after
your
that.
trophy yet.
No.
And your husband Tom was saying, "Is he going to screw you out of that trophy?"
Oh, no.
And I said, "I can't let Tom talk to me like that." So this is the Orleans Angels Award. This is the Infinity Trophy that you've earned We're so grateful for everything you've done. Why don't you show it?
That
in
is
your
so
camera that way?
beautiful. That is so beautiful.
And,
And
this
so
way right
well,
in front of you
that
there.
is so well deserved.
And
you're,
that is
wow.
our the least we can do is show our appreciation, because you are an inspiration, not just because of what you do with the garden, but the way you handle yourself, the way you treat people with kindness, and the way you have a great sense of humor. And you don't seem any age to me. And that's the best compliment I can give you, is that you're ageless.
Yes.
Of course, I respect my elders, so I have to be respectful. But
well,
anyway,
he's
Cecilia,
he's a young guy, you know. So
I jokingly say to people when I introduce them to John, I'll say he's our mouth. Now that's a lovely comment.
Yes,
and I mean it
sincerely.
Yes.
Yes.
But I have to distinguish between John, our mouth, and then we've got John, the bicycle, who comes and works at the farm.
well, I try to do both a little more this year, right? And so, Cecilia,
now, how big is that farm? How many acres do you guys know about?
It's a 5-acre farm.
5-acre farm.
We have an outdoor bed that's about maybe 3/4 of an acre.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that we had so much abundance this year.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, we bring students in and we charge them, but because of our fundraising and our sponsors, we're able to give them scholarships. And so with any scholarship, there's a responsibility. If we give you a scholarship for the 6-week program, we expect you to give us a certain amount of hours of volunteer work on the farm.
Okay.
And the food that we grew, talk about the food that we grew this year.
Oh, squash and pumpkin and
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes, beans, all kinds of beans, green peppers, corn. We've tried some corn, and we tried corn and
cantaloupe and watermelon.
We have some artichokes. We have a fig tree in the greenhouse. Fig tree there again. The fig tree. You have to take that home. You take the leaves home. Kind of wash
I did that.
Dry it. Did you
I
try
dried it, but I haven't tried it yet. So
it?
anyway,
well, you know what though, I have to tell you, because with my Visiting Angels company, I have to go into all of the senior communities in northern Arizona. There's 165 senior communities. There's about 35 of them that have memory care. But I'm thinking about the ones in our region here, and they've all got buses. They've all got transportation.
Good.
And I'm just wondering, because I see so many of them that don't have a purpose and that are sad and lonely. What if we could get them on a bus, bring them out to your place, and let them start gardening? I think this is amazing.
We have hosted students from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, Trinity Christian School. They come out quite a few times.
Dignity Health came down.
Dignity Health came out, and it was their quarterly volunteer project.
Yeah. Wow.
And it was their CHAMPS program. And it was amazing. We have about a 2-acre fruit orchard that has not been the focus of our efforts mostly.
Okay.
And it was really needed help and attention. And in one day, they cleared the whole thing. We have 2 greenhouses. One is, we actually have 3 greenhouses.
Yeah.
One has been our primary, where we grow food, we teach classes. The next one, we want to turn into our herb garden. And the last one has a lot of natural flowers and tomatoes. And it's been a great year. So we want to thank Mark and Ginny from Be Organic Farm. And we also want to thank Stephanie Leon, their AZ gardening teacher, who is the teacher up there. So, and I know this was an extended segment for the Arlene J. Angels Award. You're a great recipient. We love you. We were blessed to have you.
Thank you. Yes,
and thank you. And on
what
behalf
an inspiration.
of Cecilia
I am just so
and Visiting
honored.
Angels
and
the Make 100 Healthy Foundation, thank you. And we hope that you enjoy that award.
This is...
that's it. For those of you at home, you know an angel. We are taking nominations for Arlene's Angel, the next Arlene's Angel Award. Okay. Get in touch with me directly at john.tmurphy@gmail.com. And when we come back, we have an internet sensation, somebody who's a TikTok star, and her name is Carol Starr, and she is going to be sharing some very, very cool stuff when we get back.
So, John, this is going to be so exciting because this segment we're going to be talking about the heart of the matter, and not only our heart, but how does that affect our relationships and forgiveness and purpose in our life? And so our guest is going to be talking to us today, and I'm so excited to introduce Carol Starr to the audience and to you, of course.
Hey, Carol.
And Carol, thanks for being here.
I am so excited to be here. I got a Taurus and I've got my Sagittarius, and you're going to feel it later, right? But first of all, I got to tell you, you mentioned something about all those labels, and I don't trust labels even if they say they have nothing in them. You don't know.
Sure.
He said, basically 90% of your diet should not have a label on it.
That's right.
And then you know you're eating really healthy, even if you're eating mashed potatoes. It doesn't matter.
Well, didn't they used to say you shop around the outside,
the outside
of the
aisle,
grocery store?
right.
But then the grocery store guys heard that, and then they mixed things up.
That's right. They
That's
did. They
probably
did.
why they've changed it.
Yeah,
So,
anyway.
but not only has Carol written a book about nutrition and health, and
Yes.
you've studied this for years, but you've been an astrologer for over 30 years now.
That's right. Yes.
And
I
that's
love it.
what, I think when I first heard about you, I followed you on TikTok, not really realizing that you have like millions of
Well, not
followers.
millions, but we're working on it.
You're working
Yeah,
on
yeah.
close to get, and
But she's an internet sensation. right now.
exactly.
Yes.
So people from all over the world are coming to you
For
and
readings.
asking you for readings, but you're talking to people and you're seeing a big shift right now in comparison to 10 or 15 or even 20 years ago.
It is huge.
And people
and-
are
yeah.
they scared?
I always, when I start a reading with someone, I always have to say, let's talk about all the good things in your life. Because they're all ready to pour out the relationships. Oh my God, you've never heard stories like this. They drive you crazy. And
Yeah.
people feel their lives are ruined. And once they talk about the good stuff and you find out that they have a good relationship, they live in a nice home, they pay their bills. And many times when people said, I want to leave my husband, I want to leave, I said, can you afford to?
Sure.
Because do you have enough money to last
Sure.
for you at least for a year before you decide you're going to leave? you know?
Yes. I had a girlfriend and she told me, she said, I'm going to divorce my husband. And I go, oh, you are? I said, you see those nails that you have done every
Yeah.
2 weeks for about $50, $60,
They're gonna-
$70?
But that shouldn't be a barometer of staying in a
Oh,
relationship.
let me
should
tell
it?
you
No,
what.
of
Let
course
me
not.
tell you
But
what.
I know it is often.
But
and a
people
big
talk
joke.
about, like you talk, I love about the breathing. I am so excited about to go home and start deep breathing. I love that. And I think that, knowing every little thing you can do, that's why I love this show. You just learn little
you.
things and you go home and try them and see if they work.
Sure.
And moving around all the time. I came in here now, I'm moving
Sure.
around more.
And I
yeah.
think people need to be inspired. And that's why we're asking people to join our club, the Make 100 Healthy Club, because we're just giving a little short,
it is the club
tips.
that everyone wants to be part of.
Yes.
To live to 100 years or
But-
more
Or healthy.
with health, happiness, and purpose.
Yes, but
So
you do
we're
know
laying it out there.
as people are living longer today, but not necessarily better.
Right.
Well, that's right. That's the specific reason that we're doing this show is that your last quarter of your life, is good. It doesn't have to be just waiting for death to occur. We want you to have a full, vibrant, healthy life, and it can be done. Yes, you can,
Yeah.
but it doesn't happen by accident.
You just
But
don't
you
talk
notice
about
how
it.
many people are in doctors' offices and the pharmacies. My dad was a pharmacist years ago, and if he filled 30 prescriptions a day, we celebrated. Today, you go into a Walmart, Walgreens, or whatever, they do like 1,000 or 2,000 a day.
And there's just people standing in line.
Yes, and they're
just
waiting,
standing in line.
more blood pressure medicine, more this, more
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
What about taking care of all the healthy things we can do? I see you're talking about my favorite topic. Forget astrology today, right?
But astrology is what makes you famous throughout the world.
Yeah.
And you said that when you were starting to talk to people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, but now you're finding people that are in their 20s and 30s.
Yes, they want answers and they want, I think that the church isn't yet so popular to go to, but they are looking for different ways. And that they're the tarot card readers, there's so many of them now, and astrologers. And as I told you before, I was asking AI how many astrologers are there online, new ones, like 10,000,
Yeah.
and
And there's
it's-
good and bad, right?
yeah,
Like anything else in life.
yeah, but you have to do it for a lot of years. This isn't about reading the planets, because I can tell you Mercury's retrograde and all these things are happening during that time. But you're still you're in control of your life, and you're in control of your chart. And just like you are in control of what you eat.
So
Mhm.
I'm not really well versed in astrology. So why don't you share for me and our viewers and listeners at home, what are the benefits of astrology? What do people come to use astrology for, and what is your secret powers that help you do what you do so
Because
effectively?
Nancy Reagan, if you remember,
She had
Ronald
her own
Reagan.
astrologer,
Yeah, Ronald Reagan. She was very specific when he could fly, when he couldn't
Yes,
fly.
I have a client actually in California. Every time she goes on an airplane, and her daughter's out of work now, when is she going to go back? And astrology, that's a very small part of it. And I don't always trust that entirely. What I do trust is the fact what astrology is not. And if you came into me and said, I get these questions, I have to think very fast on my feet. Yes, so I talk, walk, and breathe fast. No, is that they want to know, are they going to get married? Or, I've got some really intelligent people. And I had a lawyer, and she's got this new relationship, and what's happening and what's going to happen to me. And I said, you're an intelligent woman. Okay, you're in control of the situation. And it's like, I think I get so many of the difficult things. So astrology is not really prediction. That's a very small part, and it's not accurate. They'll say all the planets are retrograde right now and people are going crazy. Well, we can still make ourselves sane, and all that. So I feel like it is mostly about people, what they want to do is they're feeling stuck. And they really just want somebody to talk to for the most part. They
And
just
guide
they
them.
want me, and so
A
that's
lot of
why
lonely people out
there's
there.
a lot of lonely and unhappy. And one woman was going to just go, she was going to move to New York, but she wanted to give up her job. She was an electrical engineer. And then after we had a talk and everything, she said, I've changed my mind. I realized I just had a bad week and I love what I do.
There you go. So,
yeah.
and that's, healthy living to 100 is mental wellness. I mean, mental wellness is a big problem. And with the prevalence of the antipsychotic drugs and all the meds that are out there, well, they work. They make people crazy. And they don't, and again, like anything else, it just masks what the underlying issue is.
Yeah.
And I think with the COVID shutdown, I think there was a lot of people that
shut down. That literally shut down.
They shut down, and
that was intentional.
And they haven't been
Don't
able.
get me started.
Yes, I know.
They haven't been able to come out of that yet.
So Carol, we know each other for a few years now, and we, the three of us, and this is how higher power stuff.
Yeah, the universe brings us together.
So Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Yes.
was hosting his first Maha Summit, and it was
in Scottsdale.
It was in
Scottsdale, Arizona,
and it was run by Charlie Kirk at
Kirk.
TP Turning, and Callie Means was there, who's a leader of his sister is going, I think, to be Surgeon General.
Surgeon
whatever
General,
the
right?
case is.
Right.
But we were there, and
well, you were there standing in line, and you were way up front.
And we got to butt in.
Wait a minute.
Yes,
And Carol and I.
Was it because you like me?
Carol and
yeah, you thought so. Good luck on that.
We were way back, and wasn't it 110 degrees? And we
Oh,
were
yeah.
standing
It was hot.
outside.
Yeah, we were.
And I said to
We
Carol,
thought you thought we loved you.
I said,
I
there's
did,
John
but I was
Murphy.
But we
fooled.
do.
I said, John Murphy's way up there. Look at, he's up there, And
But-
so we came up, and John let us sneak in
Well,
the line.
it was great for you guys, for us to hang. We sat together, and I was enthralled
Yeah.
by the straight talk that RFK Jr. was
Oh,
talking.
it was the best night ever. We loved
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And so I am always searching for holistic ways of getting healthier and, keeping my body strong so I don't get cancer. And what I was exposed to previous to that was the power of apricot seeds and B17. It is said to eliminate cancer cells. Yet you cannot find apricot seeds anywhere.
Well, nobody wants you to get well. What's going to happen
Well,
to the chemotherapy and all the other stuff?
In all candor, I didn't even know that apricot had seeds because I thought apricots had pits. But inside the pit
Are
are the
seeds.
seeds.
You got to pack
And
it
I
in.
have-
Oh, there it is.
Did you eat those?
Bitter
I
raw.
eat these every day.
Are they good?
They're a little bitter, but they're like almonds. I'll open them up in a second. But I got this bag of seeds at the Maha Summit.
What if you have cancer already? Does it help?
It can't hurt you, and
Yeah.
it will help destroy it. Look, nothing is a magic bullet, but if you employ natural eating, you do a lot on breathing and oxygen and moving around, you can eliminate a lot of these things that are problems. I only hold this up because this has allowed me to do something that I believe is helping keep me healthy. And so this is RNC. They're not a sponsor of the show yet, but bitter raw apricot seeds. They're like almonds. Let's have a few.
Well, and I think that,
Take a look.
what has happened in the United
Take
States
three of them.
what's happened in the United States of America,
Want a couple?
and I think
Take three.
what has happened is that we've just had so much misinformation and we didn't realize it. I didn't realize back in, 20 or 30 years ago when I was watching TV, say, for example, I was watching Matt Lauer and Katie Couric because I traveled for 10 years. And so I was in hotels every week. I was in a different hotel throughout the United States. And so they they were kind of like my best friends. Every morning I'd turn on the TV and I listened to them. I didn't realize that this was propaganda.
Well,
This wasn't news.
It still is.
And so I just think that we're getting better educated today, and it's up to us to have, what we're doing right now to learn from each other. But yet our club is inspiring people. Come on, we can help you. Listen to us.
But you know what I like about what you're doing that's different from the rest? Okay, there are so many on TV on everywhere. Get healthy, eat this, and you're going to look beautiful if you take these drugs. And you'll see they put something on your forehead and it's gone. Your wrinkles are gone. I mean, there's so much of that, and it's so.
I know.
And people are not healthy today in general because we have to. What you're doing is to keep it simple as you can. People have to have everything easy. And today we live in hype world. I can tell you, I've had to do on my videos, I have to get hyped up more and use the bigger language because people, they're scroll. We're living in an age of scroll. So
5-second attention span.
Exactly. So for you,
But I have to interrupt you, Carol. With AI, what we're going to see in the next 2, 3, or 4 years is nothing what has happened the last 10 or 20 years.
I just
It's
100%
gonna be
agree with you.
unbelievable.
Our life is so changing. So
Well,
we have
not
to
just
we have to
AI.
stay but we have to stay grounded.
Right. And
Literally.
that's the point. So TikTok and Instagram and citizen journalists like us, we are looking through the matrix. We are saying, wait a minute, maybe if I have heartburn, I don't need to pop Tums 5 times a day. Maybe I should stop eating fried foods.
Mhm.
What a concept.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So one of the pet peeves I have is the absolute prevalence of Ozempic and these drugs.
Of these diet drugs.
People's bodies are rotting away. And it's because they're too lazy to make fundamental change. So
Change your
if you're
lifestyle.
listening or viewing our show, we know that you have a certain interest in healthy longevity, in applying those things. But my dad said something, Carol and Cecilia, everyone knows what to do,
Yeah, but you have to make
but
it.
you have to do it.
But you have to make it. It's just a thought. Okay, one of the things I do, and I think this helps people a lot. When you buy melons, you buy fruit, you buy vegetables, cut them up in pieces and have them in the refrigerator so they're easy to reach. People,
that's good.
if you take the skin off the cantaloupe, a cantaloupe can sit in my refrigerator for 3 weeks. If I take it, peel it, and put it in the bowl, I'm there every hour taking a piece of it. So doing something like that, having the food be easy, have simple recipes, have everything, and know that you can splurge once in a while.
Yeah.
Right.
And
It's
you
all
don't
about
need sugar.
balance.
Sugar is like the worst thing in this whole world. But once a week you can go have a chocolate. You can have something good to eat, to feel it.
Right.
Don't deprive yourself 100%. Just
You
eat happily. Eat.
sugar is really, really refined sugar is the worst.
Right.
Sugar in your eye. What do you call it? Glaucoma.
Yeah.
Okay. There's sugar in your blood, right? They call
And
it
we
diabetes.
need sugar, but we need the natural, we need fruit sugar, and there's even, there's some fruits that are very high glycemic and they also can act. So you have to watch. I know, I feel like I'm on
I
the
know.
show
Well,
today.
you know
with
what?
health-
The best for me is that doesn't have a lot of sugar is strawberries, blueberries, blackberries.
Berries have the
Blueberries are
lowest,
great.
they're the
Berries.
lowest glycemic fruit there is
Right.
of the berries.
Right.
Well, anyway, I want to know about your TikTok sensation
Yeah.
because
Listen, you got me on my favorite topic. I
Yeah.
can't
no,
help it.
no. I think what we'd like to do is maybe you could do a quick horoscope for Cecilia and or I.
A Taurus and
Okay.
a Sagittarius.
Okay, well,
do we
normally I
do
have
we
to run
get
a
along? Do we
you should
get
have
along?
had me do a complete chart before because then I could read it. Maybe we'll do that sometime.
Okay. I love that.
So let me tell you about Sagittarians. They're great. They're honest people, and they occasionally get their foot in their mouth, right?
Right. A lot of times. Yep.
And I don't want to tell you about Taurus because you'll be mad at me and kick me off the show. So I can't tell you about that.
Don't be stubborn.
There's
That's one of your cards.
No, you're not. Actually, Taurus people are not stubborn.
That's what I was told.
They are
we
not.
We're both.
No, and actually, Taurus and Sagittarius is an interesting combination. You've been together. You've known each other in past lifetimes.
wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And
Does
there's a
she owe me
karmic
money?
relationship.
Do I owe her money?
No, yeah, well, actually, you do. We'll discuss that later. Yeah. And I'd have to do what I'd like to find out what you have a sun. Okay, let me just say this. You have a sun sign. The reason everybody knows their zodiac sign is because the sun goes from Aries to Taurus. All the planets go from Aries to Taurus to Gemini. They keep going round and round. And then it takes 31 days to go from Aries to Taurus. So we know it's regular. The moon takes 2.5 days to go from one sign to another. And Pluto at the end of the spectrum takes up to 25 years. So they all have different influence on your life. So the sun sign is your basic personality. Your moon sign is emotional personality. And it's also your food preferences. So you can't say Sagittarians eat a lot. You got to find out their moons. And I know your moon sign's in Virgo because we both have the same moon sign. That's why we eat like healthy foods. Virgo, I have a Virgo moon, Virgo rising, very interested in healthy eating. Okay. And your rising sign is the way people see you. And that's on your chart. That comes from your birth time.
Okay.
So when I figure out your chart, I used to have to do this by hand when I started. Now I go online and I put all the information. So at least I get the delineations of all your planets and everything.
Excellent.
So, and I can find out, what people want to know what's going to happen. And I can tell them this is a good time or this could work for you. But you got to put the work in.
Of course.
If you want to meet
Right,
somebody,
right.
you're not going to sit back and say, I'm waiting in my house to meet somebody. You got to go out there and be with people.
Yes,
So
exactly.
astrology has become, like everything, has become pop. And that's the only thing I'm concerned about. If you go to an astrologer, make sure she uses the ephemeris.
So if somebody wants to check you out on Instagram, how can they find you?
Well, on Instagram, I am I'm Astrostar 4.
Astro Star 4.
Yeah, ASTRO star, STARR, of course, 4. And I have a website, which is Carol Star Astrologer. That's easy.
But if you just go into Google,
Google,
which is what I did,
I have 12
went in,
pages in Google.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
went into Google. I put your name, Carol Star, with
That's,
2
yes,
R's.
instead of giving you all these things that people forget.
Yeah,
Well-
I just went in there and I found you, and I read about your bio and what you've done and how you keep reinventing yourself, and that you are like a TikTok star. And I'm thinking, oh my God,
Well-
I know somebody that is known throughout the world, and we're just so appreciative that you took the time to come
Well,
in.
I'm happy to, hey, this was fun for me. I love
Well,
that.
Carol,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.
And I think that as we continue our journey to live a life of health, happiness, and purpose, I think it's wonderful that you have so many different things that are really well grounded in all the best of living a long, healthy life. So we wish you all the best and thank you for being a friend and to be part of our Make 100 Healthy
Okay,
Club.
well, thank you. Yes, we all have to get there, don't we?
Thank you, Carol.
And we will be right back. And you know what time it is after this?
Yes, I do.
It's grow time.
It's grow time.
We'll be right back.
This John is my most favorite. I love this grow time. It was so interesting having our guest Arlene on and talking about growing food and how we can grow our own minds and our bodies and everything. But I have to tell you a quick little story. My husband loves to garden. He gardens and grows all kinds of things. At one time, I think we had 72 plants in our house. He loves to have stuff growing. But this last week, he read something online and he went out and he cut a bunch of rosemary. He put it in water, boiled it on our stove, and then he cooled it off, poured it into a little thing that you can spray bottle. Spray. That's what we're cleaning our counters with.
It's healthy. And it's also, by the way, rosemary is great for growing hair.
Oh,
regrowing hair.
Really?
So our segment right now is called It's Grow Time. And It's Grow Time is not just your body or nutritionally, it's mentally, spiritually. It's any step you can take to grow towards a healthy lifestyle.
Even professionally, in today's world, aren't we all learning a lot about, professionally AI and how we're trying to grow and learn more about that?
I just took a seminar. It was with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi.
Oh, wow.
And, when you think about AI, you get a little nervous, but they explained it really well. We both have left side and right side of our brain. And our left side of our brain is where we have computation, analytical skills, things that are logical. And AI is a perfect tool to use to minimize your time spending on those types of things that are not a lot of fun.
Take a lot of
and
time.
Can be done in a computational way. So we can spend more time on the right side of our brain, which is our heart and our family and our creativity and getting back to nature. So It's Grow Time is really a mantra for you that are tuning in to do something to grow. Grow your body, grow your mind, grow your spirit, grow your friends, grow your charitable giving, whatever has to do with growth. That's what this segment's all about. Now, one of the things that I've done to grow myself physically, and it actually helps with my mind as well, my brain health, is that I take a vaccine every day.
A vaccine?
Yes, I take a vaccine every day.
What do you mean by vaccine?
Well, it's my healthy vaccine. I juice every day. And a normal juice for me is combining an apple, a banana, a orange, turmeric, ginger, blueberry.
You put it in a blender?
I put it in a blender.
Wow.
I also use celery and beetroot and some honey and collagen powder with some ice and 2 glasses of water. I blend it up and I sip that, and that keeps me hydrated. It keeps me nutritionally alert, and I can actually go pretty much most days without eating until 1 or 2 in the afternoon because I do the juice.
Okay.
So I would say to you that if you don't juice, that juicing is a great way of keeping yourself full, keeping yourself nutritionally healthy, and staying away from the garbage food that's in boxes. I make this, I create it every day. There's a juice here that is specifically targeting our microbiome. You know what the microbiome is?
No, but I'm learning more about it.
That is our gut health.
Oh.
And we have billions of bacteria in our gut. And if they're out of balance, that's how we get
that affects
IBS,
our brain. It affects our brain.
It affects so many digestion issues. And so the microbiome is actually referred to as a forgotten organ because it's that important to us feeling well, just like a lung for breathing and so forth. And so there's a juice that I just recently learned about that will take away imbalances like IBS, IBD, obesity, diabetes, autoimmune problems. And the recipe's really cool.
Okay, let's hear it. I want to hear it.
We're going to put it up and we'll
Okay.
get it to Tony so he can put it up. Okay, here's what it is. A half a mango, a same amount of a pineapple, same as a half a papaya, half a banana, a pinch of turmeric, a smaller pinch of black pepper, and there are so many benefits. The mango helps maintain healthy skin and hair. It also helps in fighting cancer and helps alkalinize your body. I mean, cancer cannot live in an alkalinized state.
Right.
Pineapple strengthens the bones. It reduces symptoms of arthritis. It speeds up muscle recovery. Papaya, delicious and loaded with nutrients. It has powerful antioxidant effects, and it may improve heart health. This is all in one drink.
Wow.
Banana, okay, it may help you feel fuller. It may help your kidney health, may aid in weight loss, and it's great for magnesium. And turmeric, which is really a magic
that's
bullet.
inflammation.
It helps improve heart health and prevents Alzheimer's and cancers. And eating a diverse diet rich in whole foods can lead to a diverse microbiome, which is beneficial for your health. So this drink, you mix it up, you put it in a blender, and you drink it, and it will help make your gut pure and simple and clean. And so that's our...
Wow, that is a wonderful tip for helping us to
we'll
grow.
We'll put the recipe in a graphic so that you can see it after the show's over and take care of it. You know, Cecilia, it's amazing how quickly the show has gone by.
It's gone by too fast, John. And I have to tell you that I also make a drink. And what I do is I do it on Sunday. And so I put everything in my blender. Then I use these little jars that you used to can with, and I fill 5 jars, mason jar, fill 5 of those up. So on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I've already got them made up. Grab it and can go.
That's awesome. So, getting healthy is a lot like making soup. There's a lot of ways to get to the same destination. These are personal choices, but these are things that you may not have heard of. A lot of people didn't know that apricot seeds are B17. A lot of people didn't know that deep breathing will help get oxygen to the different parts of your extremities and your limbs. And juicing, as I said, it's my natural vax.
Right.
I call it my vax because it insulates me from real problems. And, as we wrap up this episode of the Make 100 Healthy Club.
Oh my God, you've got to mention our 2 guest speakers too.
Well,
were they not amazing?
Carol Starr was amazing, and she's a life champion. And Ann Smeltzer, our Arlene's Angel, brought to you by Visiting Angels, the Make 100 Healthy Foundation, are great examples of people that are in their older ages in life that are still vibrant and have a purpose, and they're living life. And I think that at the end of the day, we want to live our life with an attitude of gratitude. And our last segment is called Gratitudes and Blessings. And I would like to ask you, Cecilia, what are you grateful for this week?
You know what, John? I am grateful that, first of all, that I got to meet you and that we get to
feel the same.
We get to do this podcast. But I am grateful that every day when I wake up, I have a purpose. My purpose is to make sure that my team is going out there and helping people that need help. But I also have a tremendous tribe around me, my family, my friends, and I'm just very, very blessed. So I do believe, though, attitude is the secret to life.
And that's what we call it, the attitude of gratitude. I know so many people that think that life owes them a favor, and they are people that are takers. There's givers and there's takers.
That's true.
And there really has to be a balance between the two, because if you give too much, guess what? You suck the life out of your own spirit. And we're going to get into this next week, but we're going to talk about energetic frequencies and a high vibration and a low vibration and sound healing. That's on our next episode. But the frequency that you emanate, that energy that you have, either it conspires with the universe to give you what you want, or it conspires against you because your energy's low and you're negative. If you think negative thoughts and you're angry, guess what you're going to attract?
Yep. And I used to say that to people, that don't let living suck the life out of you.
That's
and
true.
It depends on the tribe that you have, and you get to choose your own tribe and the club that you belong to, like our club, right?
Right. That's right. And my wife always says something that I think is so perfect, that we are all the authors of our own life, and that we have the ability to write different chapters. And as we like to say, it's never too late until it's too late. So regardless of where you are in your life goals, you can change your whole dynamic with a snap of a finger and change your focus from one of gloom and doom to hope and happiness. You know, if you give your life up to a higher power, I give my life up to God, I have experienced so much blessing, so much love, because I stopped thinking I can control things. This podcast is an example of we evolved to get here, and now we're really comfortable sharing our hearts, sharing our circle, and sharing the best practices so that you could have the best chance to make 100 healthy. Yes, you can, but it doesn't happen by accident. This is John Murphy, your Make 100 Healthy guy, saying nothing but thanks with my sweet angel, Cecilia.
Thank you,
Cecilia,
John.
great show.
Thank you.
Why don't you say goodbye to everybody?
You know
and we'll-
what? Just enjoy each and every day. Savor every minute that you can. Make memories with those you love. Thank you, John.
Take care, everybody. We'll catch you next time on the Make 100 Healthy Club.